Welcome back to Afternoon Live. As the price of groceries continues to rise, many families are struggling to make ends meet. Here with suggestions on how to cut down your grocery bill, we welcome back financial educator Cortney Kaveh. It's great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
We are all feeling this. It feels like every single thing in the grocery store is more expensive, and it can be really overwhelming.
Yeah, it can. So I have a few strategies today to share, and I'm super excited because every time I talk to someone about ways to save money, they're like, please help me with my grocery bill. It's such a budget buster.
Right. It's something we deal with all the time when you have really easy, approachable things we can all try, beginning with do a pantry challenge. Tell me what that looks like.
This is my favorite one because I feel like people save the money most quickly with this one.
Yeah.
And so a pantry challenge is where you commit to using the food in your house before going out to the store. So this could be, doing an audit of your pantry, your freezer, your deep freezer if you have one, your fridge. And the idea is to form meals out of what you already have, with maybe an ingredient or two missing. So you see the difference doing a full grocery trip versus just kind of filling in some gaps. And if you're like me and I open the pantry, like we have nothing to eat, there's a couple apps that can help out with that. So Supercook and Cook List are great because you can pop in the items that you do have and it'll help you form meal ideas.
That is so nice. And it is. If you really get in there and examine every shelf of what you have, you've got frozen stuff, you've got canned goods that can really make probably most of a meal on any given night.
Exactly. So it just takes a little bit of creativity, but I feel like we have no excuse these days with AI and all the apps out there to help us come up with some great ideas.
Kind of a fun challenge too. Okay, tell me about cashing out your grocery budget, actually having paper money with you.
Yes, I know.
Crazy.
I know. I don't know many people who carry cash anymore, but this is such a good one. So I don't know if you've heard of, back in the day, people would do cash envelope budgets. These days, I don't feel like it's as realistic or maybe safe sometimes to just carry around wads of cash. So what you can do is, with the amount you want to spend on groceries, take that out of the ATM, put it in an envelope, or it could be just your wallet with a little clip, and that is how much you have to spend on groceries. Maybe you can do it for the week or 2 weeks or for the month, but this gives you some physical guardrails where I feel like when we swipe a card, we don't feel it as much, whether it's a debit or credit, mostly credit. But yeah, doing that can just give yourself some really good guardrails to not overdo it, because when the money's done, it's done. The key here is, though, to not swipe the card after you've spent the cash. It can get a little muddy, you can lose track. Also, if there's more than one person in your household that does the grocery shopping, everybody's got to be on board, right? Because you don't want to double dip, be spending cash over here and then swiping the card over here.
Do you have strategies to keep track of your total as you're shopping? Because I feel like if you're shopping for a big family, it could be overwhelming to make sure you're under the budget.
Yeah, so if you're doing the cash envelope way with just this grocery budget, you can actually keep the receipts in the envelope with you, or you can write on the envelope each time you do a trip. So let's say you stashed that envelope with $400, you can just write down, hey, my trip to Fred Meyer was $75, and just write it on the envelope and do a running total.
Keep it in one place. Okay, buy in bulk, but you got to kind of pick and choose which items would be most beneficial.
Yeah, I feel like it's a pretty basic one, buy in bulk, but I included it on here because I realized I was having a little too much fun with my Costco membership and just buying everything there out of convenience, even the things I didn't need. So I actually realized, am I actually saving money by buying in bulk? I wasn't, because I just didn't want to go to 2 to 3 stores. I just was getting everything at a bulk store. But I think we just have to remember that it's okay to go to a couple different stores to get what we need and to not be lazy, talking to myself, because then we actually will save money doing it that way.
It's a good point, especially if you've got your go-to things like dried goods where you can buy them in bulk that way and you know that you use them very quickly.
You want to prevent waste, and then just having things go expired. But a couple of good ideas for buying in bulk too could be your meat. If you buy half a cow or going with someone on that, that can last all year. You'll definitely have some savings there. So that's a good thing.
A great idea. Okay, this is a really great idea too. Switching from grocery delivery just to getting that curbside pickup. It's still going to save you the time, but you're going to avoid a lot of those fees.
So when we think about the fees, it's so convenient, right? I don't have to leave my house. They just bring it to me. So we've got tip, of course. We've got a processing fee, and we've got delivery fee. And the items themselves are typically marked up when you do delivery.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, so if you go online to one of those apps, you're gonna, versus if you're in the store, compare it side by side, usually the items will be marked up. So that's a little known fact there.
And a lot of grocery stores still have free pickup, which is a huge resource.
They do. So I'm a huge proponent for curbside because it usually doesn't cost any money to do it. You're still shopping online, so not spending time in the store. You can actually see the total as you're adding things.
True.
So you're hopefully staying on budget a little bit better. You're not having to contend with the processing fees, the delivery, the item markups, and all that. So that's just one encouragement, is to give that a try, because it's definitely a more cost-effective way. You can still save money and
save the time of not going to the store. Okay, one more before we go, frozen over fresh, but just sometimes, because we're out of time, but I want to make sure that we got that one out there.
Yeah, think seasonally. So right now, winter fruit is going to be a great thing to buy frozen, of course.
True.
So if you're buying fresh, that's going to be imported from somewhere else. So I know most of us are like wanting to buy most of our food fresh, as we should, but think seasonally for the frozen ones. Yeah.
Great stuff, really easy. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for having me again.
Of course. Okay, we'll have more information on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.